Forget myself. The peace that I'm missing, it kills me inside. I need help. Oh, please give me back this one part, this one that I'm sorry I lost it.
No, I let my weapons fall. I'm drowning in the fears, and now I know that I will fall again.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the continuation of last week's video, where I take some fairly basic makeup and turn it into this lovely creature. I feel like this could be a vengeful spirit if you were wronged on Valentine's Day or something, but interpret it as you will. I certainly hope you guys had a good time whatever you got up to. Please subscribe if you haven't already and know that I adore you, and if you'd like to see how this is done, just keep watching. So of course, this is built on top of last week's makeup, and if you'd like to see the tutorial for that, I will link it on screen and down below. But to start off this one, I removed some of my lipstick and roughly sketched out for myself where the mouth would be. So of course you can skip this step. I just tend to do it so I can better visualize what the heck I'm about to do, since I often make this up as I go. And then using a micro brow pencil, I just better lined out where I wanted the mouth shape to be and kind of create a little bit of the rougher texture to it. I also used my dip brow on a detail brush to better outline the teeth. I didn't want to jump to a face paint just yet in case I had to adjust, so a creamier product seemed like a better option here. I tried to make the outline of the mouth look jagged and torn by adding divots and sores, as well as some detailing under the eye. And then I took a red eyeshadow to fill in the gum area that I had mapped out under the bottom teeth, as well as started darkening the eye area. I also wanted the skin to look splotchy, so using what was left on my brush, I just dabbed the color around the mouth area and eyes, and then blended it out a bit. Before I forgot, I did just quickly black out the one side of my hairline. I wanted this side to kind of be a source point for the infection, as it were, and so I started pulling down black eyeshadow and black paint, and then just having it come across my eye area. The teeth color I built up in stages, the first just being taking a slightly yellow eyeshadow color and applying this all over so they had a good base color. I then also made sure to outline them so their shapes would stay consistent with a black face paint, this just on a detail brush. And a good trick to make sure that you don't get too harsh of a line sometimes is to take a angled liner brush and while the face paint is drying to just blend it out. This is how you can tell I make it up as I go, since I keep jumping around from outlining teeth to outlining the entire mouth to then filling in different parts. Just tend to kind of move around as I go. One thing you do want to make sure is that on the bottom you define where the gums and teeth meet, and then you also want to outline the sores around the mouth. For shading the teeth, I used a lot of the colors just in this NYX contour palette, since they have a lot of warm toned browns and I can kind of build up the color with it. I started with a kind of bronze orangey color and added that to the base of the teeth, and then did the same with an even darker brown, just not carrying it as far down. To add some highlight to the teeth and better define them, I used a face paint called Bone, which means it's kind of just an ivory yellow color. It helped for this because I wanted to add some better definition to the teeth, but I did not want to add stark white since this is meant to be kind of grosser looking teeth. And then I also took a black eyeshadow and then just added this all along the edging of the mouth line to give a little bit more shadow and hopefully add a little bit more depth. I found the area where the black was originating wasn't dark enough, so I then just took the black face paint and started kind of dabbing this in the same area to add a bit more texture. I also used the same face paint on a stippling sponge to add even more and just carried it over. And then to create a little bit more definition around the mouth, I went in with the same dark brown I had used along the teeth from the contour palette. I still had a little bit of black on this brush, so you can see it's kind of a mix of colors. And I just kind of added this all the way around to create a bit of a more uneven skin texture and add a little bit more shadow. That was pretty much it for the face. So then I moved on to the teeth heart that I made on my chest. I did a lot of the exact same steps that I had done on my mouth. So here I am using the dip brow on a detail brush to create the teeth. I had roughly sketched out the heart shape with the micro brow pencil. I also added a little bit of the red to the gum line area. You can ignore the fact that I filled in the teeth here with the bone face paint since I made a mistake in adding it too thickly, and you will see shortly that it actually flaked off and I had to kind of redo them, so I just cut that part out. I went ahead with the black face paint and outlined the entire mouth area along with the teeth. And then I just went ahead and filled in the entire inner area of the mouth with the black. So here you can see if you add the water activated face paint too thickly to an area, it actually will dry and crack, and then when you add pressure over top, it can flake off like it did here. I eventually just gave in and kind of purposely sloughed all of it off of my skin. And then I went ahead and just redid all of the steps that I had originally done for my upper teeth, taking the same colors from the contour palette and slowly shading them darker and darker. I then went ahead and went back with the bone color and properly applied it. I did this just to the tips of the teeth, as well as taking a little bit of water on the brush and helping blend it out so that it would fade off into the darker colors. You also, of course, want to add some of that black along all of the edging, both to the bottom of the teeth and then around the entire mouth shape, just to create a bit more depth to the area. And then I also made sure that the skin texture matched, so I went ahead with the same red shadow from before, made the skin all gross and splotchy around the heart mouth, and made sure to just blend that out. Speaking of consistency, I had clearly forgot to add any sores or extra detailing around the mouth shape, so I made sure to go back and do that so that it would be even with the one on my face. And then I did the exact same steps with all of those brown and black shadows around the mouth and created even more texturing and shadows around the teeth. I wanted to mimic the black origin point on my neck, so I just used the face paint and a stippling sponge and repeated the same steps. And then to create the black sludge drool that comes out of both of the teeth area, I went ahead with the black face paint and just kind of applied it and adding water to it to let it drip on its own. And then I thickened the drip points myself by kind of just adding my own flair to it. A good tip when you are doing the ones on the face is that to get a drip to go properly down your neck and not just fall off your chin, you kind of have to lean your head all the way back, but then it will give you a good drip line. And you could leave the black just like this, but I want to add a little bit more detailing to help the black look shiny and kind of wet. So I took some white face paint once the black had dried and applied a bunch of little reflection points along the tops of the drool area as well as the bottom of the drips, just to add a little bit more shine to them. I found this helped for areas too where the black kind of faded into the other dark areas, so this kind of just helped better define them and make it appear like there was more gunk coming out of the teeth than there really was. And that was really about it for my Eat Your Heart Out demon look. I added a black sclera lens into my right eye just to kind of add to that point of infection idea that I had going on. Had to kind of touch up my eye makeup because I still suck at putting in sclera lenses, so I messed up my makeup quite a bit when I redid it. But that was it for the entire look. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was really fun to try building on top of a beauty look and make it far more creepy, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did or even didn't, please let me know in the comments down below. And until next video, I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.